time. We get it all done, from breaking news to a joke or two. We do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I wish I had a wig. I love the wigs in the intro. I was like, man, I know I got a wig around here somewhere. I don't.
That was back in the time. That was back in the time when I was doing looking like, hey, my own eyes and ears. How are you this evening?
Hello, welcome.
Awesome.
It was that was back when I was trying to play Peg Bundy.
Oh, really?
Like, you don't want anyone to know what you really look like. Oh, okay. Well, I'll wear these and I'll get a wig. And then I was like, no, never mind.
Right.
I'm
Right.
say hi to everyone.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna type hi. I mean, I can say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Welcome.
Just chilling with the girls.
No, you know what? Everybody's here. For
I'm here for Sam.
Here for Sam.
Oh, you don't say that.
It is. So
There's probably a lot of people that are just now gonna get to know you guys.
yeah, we're kind of.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Teresa. I appreciate it.
Look, Sam, this is Clyde.
Clyde.
Hello.
Oh man, how's it going?
Good.
Hi,
Good.
Clyde.
Hello.
So, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and tell everybody because I should be called the loudmouth one, but so we're gonna send Sam this hat because we had a which one is Linda? Linda's up at the top on the other side of me. Anyway, we had this contest going and no one got the answer right. Yay, I can happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And you know what, Sam? I want you to put in your link, please, sometime in the show, okay?
Okay, I will.
But anyway, no one got our answer right. So it was for this hat, and we're sending it to Sam. So Sam can rock it with his roller skates.
Roller skates and like my striped socks and
Yeah.
and, you know, in the 70s and like early 80s, all the girls like in my area where I grew up, they would wear these shorts. They were called dolphin shorts. Do you guys remember dolphin shorts?
Never heard of
I
it.
don't know. They might be.
Yeah, they're like a California. It must have been a Southern California thing, but yeah, all the girls roller skated down at the beach in dolphin shorts.
Were they satin?
So where are you at?
Yeah, they were like a satiny,
For
real light,
tornado people.
lightweight.
Yeah. We didn't call them dolphin shorts, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they kind of go up in the sides, like a.
Oh, yeah, they had, and didn't they have like a pull string on the side? No.
No.
Some. I know what you're talking about. I've seen those.
I was just saying to Teresa, I was up all night with you last night. Believe me, I was up late. Clyde could tell you I'm always up late, but I was really up late praying for you guys in Missouri and Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana. Those tornadoes were horrific. There was 27 at one time last night, Sam.
Oh, last night I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
and they're pumping back up again. So yeah, all my prayers to you guys out there. Stay safe. Yeah.
So, prayers, big time prayers. I'm gonna put that in my prayer circle. There's until I was 8 years old or 9 years old, I had tornado dreams like all the time, to where like I'd be laying in bed and my windows would blow in from a tornado. Because when I went to stay with my dad in Michigan and in Ohio, he lived in Ohio for a little bit, and I went to go stay with him there. There was always tornado warnings when I lived there, and it was super crazy. You know, and as a kid, you're just like, "What, tornado warning?" You know, watch was okay, but then when it became a warning, that meant there was like one, somewhere nearby, or that there was, the cyclones were hitting the ground. And that used to scare the shit out of me. And then everyone always says, they hit trailer parks a lot because of the flat ground and super nuts.
And they don't give you
super
much
nuts.
warning.
Huh?
They don't give you much warning. Like now, hurricanes, they give you 3 or 4 days or whatever.
A week or so.
But tornadoes, yeah, there's no warning.
There's no warning.
There's no warning. It's like, here it comes.
Yeah.
You're having them in Florida.
I wonder, are they going up to South Carolina?
You know what? Okay. Trivia, Sam.
Yeah.
Do you know who Steve Lukner is?
Lukner? Okay.
Well, you're going to have to go back. Because actually, I looked him up. I thought, that name sounds so familiar. I'm not sure where I know that name. He was a writer for Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
And I can definitely picture the Seinfeld when I listen to him because he has his own channel.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I was listening to him last night with the tornado thing going on. And I just started laughing. He just has really dry sense of humor.
That's just like Larry David. If you listen to Larry David talk, you can hear, that he is Seinfeld.
Hello, Royal Level.
Yeah. He's what he does is he goes, okay, listen. There's a tornado warning, and it's for right here, strawberry. Yeah, strawberry. That doesn't sound right, strawberry. No, it's strawberry. Like,
yeah.
Arguing with you.
My own eyes and ears says that she was in Louisiana and that it was not nice.
Oh, you know what? I said prayers for Louisiana too.
Now I want to check it out. I'm gonna Google, see what's going on out there in the world.
Oh my gosh, and it's ramping up now again. Hello.
I don't know. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get anything. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get hurricanes. We don't even really get really bad thunderstorms.
I've been in a tornado watch and warning in Michigan, at least up by where we were in Flint.
Yeah.
But that was the 70s. Weather changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Tylertown, Mississippi. I heard about that last night too. I remember hearing Tylertown. Oh my gosh, you guys, please be safe because
definitely be safe.
You just can't make this up. I think they're playing with our weather. I don't know.
Yeah, tornado. Oh, yeah, I know a little bit about that, about the weather control.
Yeah.
They have a big radio thing up in Alaska.
See? Everything that was conspiracy. Okay, where are you going?
My water.
Oh, it's like
I know.
I'm gonna need a Budweiser for this. Yeah, I'm gonna need a Budweiser for this one.
I got my margarita.
Well,
he's like, these fools are talking about weather control. He's like, I need a Bud, man.
Oh, you know what? He would tell you. In fact, there's a guy, I watch a weather guy all the time, and he said, hurricane season's going to start a little early this year. And I thought, you're really not saying that, are you? You're really not saying that. Take those words out of your mouth.
That's crazy.
Because I lived through Harvey. I don't want any more. Thank you. That was enough.
Do you remember there was something down in Puerto Rico too, or somewhere they had a big radio transmitter. It's like it's not a radio transmitter, but it uses the same technology as radio transmission, but it's so powerful that they say that it can control the weather, or that they were like experimenting with controlling the weather.
You know, I think so. There is no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in my mind that they're not playing with it. You know?
At least trying to.
How do you get Hurricane
Go ahead.
5s? How do you get Hurricane 5s in as many as we got last year? And they all was going straight for Florida. I mean, poor Trace Clay, isn't that where she said she was in Florida? You guys just got hammered here. Yeah, Florida just got hammered last year.
Arecibo. That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay, I want you to tell him about, as soon as he finishes, I want you to tell him about that shirt. Not the one you have on, the one.
Okay.
Does he have the black on black Trump hat?
Yes.
Oh my! I seen Elon Musk wear that. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Look, he's got the murdered out MAGA hat." That's,
Would you rather have
jealous.
that?
I mean, if you have one, I would. Yeah, I would kill for that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
Yeah,
No, I'll take whatever you got. I'm grateful for anything.
we could. Where's that other one?
Which one?
That.
Another black one?
Yeah, I'll bet you he'd like that. And you know what? If you like this one better, we'll give you this. I mean, this one's really nice, but it's a lot blingy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bougie. It's a little bougie.
How about this one? How about this one?
Oh, that's pretty nice too. Yeah. Does it have a big bucket? You know, like because I have an 8.
Yeah.
My head's an 8.
Yeah, it's a. He said it's big.
I mean, if whatever I get, gonna wear proudly.
Okay.
So
well, I think
that's nice. That's a nice hat. That's a nice hat. That's a rally hat.
Yeah.
Isn't that one that says the sequel?
No, that's a pink one that says a sequel.
I'm good on the pink one.
Are you sure?
This was look at.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Look at what it was. This is who's wearing it around.
That's awesome. You know what we called pooping in jail was feeding the warden.
Oh.
Oh.
There
Yeah, you'd be like playing cards, and someone would get up and like, "Hey, man, where you going, man?" He's like, "Oh, I got to go feed the warden."
That's funny. Well, don't forget to send us your address so I can get this in the mail to you.
I will do it as soon as we're done.
All right, cool. And I'll even send you a bar of homemade soap. I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that kind of stuff.
It's goat milk, and I did all my studies. It's goat milk. Hey,
Dang, you are down in Texas. You're making goat milk soap.
Oh yeah, but you put the glycerin, and you know why you do? You put the two together because the milk softens the skin and keeps the oil, and the glycerin seals it up so it doesn't dry you out.
Wow, did not know that.
Well, I got better one for you. I was making my own hand sanitizer during COVID. And I was like, I looked it all up, and isopropanol alcohol, which is your rubbing alcohol, doesn't kill it. It doesn't kill it.
Yeah.
It's the drinking alcohol. Which one is that? What's that called? The
good stuff.
Yeah, like your corn liquor.
Yeah. The ETOH.
Ethanol.
Yeah.
Right?
Ethanol. Yeah.
And so that's well, Teresa, send me your address to Catty Connie. Well, come on, Debbie. Catty Connie at gmail.com. All right. Anyway, I forgot. See, I'm pulling a Sam.
I do that. I do that.
It's our
I'll be like,
age.
bleh, bleh, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
our age. Okay, so
I
so
always got Abe to bring me back. Old
right,
Abe.
oh, look at that is awesome.
I rub his head for good luck.
There you
That's
go.
cool.
Right, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I did is I looked it up and I found out that ethanol was the one that killed the COVID, right? So I started making my own, and do you know and it's got to be over 170 proof.
Yeah.
And there's only one.
Really?
Yeah, there's only one. Think about it,
You can drink it.
and you can drink it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know what it is. Huh?
I was thinking non.
It's
Absinthe.
No,
So was it?
Everclear.
Everclear. Dad, jeez.
Everclear.
I can't believe I couldn't think of Everclear.
So we have, because where we're at, we have a bunch of aloe vera plants. So I made aloe vera gel, took the gel, mixed it with the Everclear, and put a little bit of oil in it, some fragrance oil and some whatever. And I called it hand hooch. And I sold the heck out of it. No one ever got sick. I mean, it worked like a charm.
So it was the cure.
It was.
You cured it.
Well, I don't know if I cured it, but we sure didn't catch it.
Yeah, no, I didn't get COVID either.
Yeah.
I do have all the vaccinations. I did that because I had to travel.
Yeah.
And so I got all the vaccinations. I never even got a headache. My arm was sore on the second one. My arm got really sore. If I had to do it over again, would I take the vaccinations? Probably not. But I had to travel. Yeah.
No, he didn't take any of them.
Yeah.
One, because I was pressured into it, but I got the Johnson & Johnson, and they said, oh, well, it's one-time shot. You'll never have to have it again. And I said, cool. And then they said, well, now you got to have a booster because Johnson & Johnson is gone. We shipped them all out. It didn't work. So now you're going to have to get the Madeira. And I said, I'll forget it.
Yeah. I would call myself an anti-vaxxer now. But my brother just had a baby, and they're super left wing. They live in Virginia. They work in DC. And for me to come there, I had to get vaccinated. Now I was able to get a waiver to travel without it because I was taking another medication. And so they didn't say that. They said that because I was taking that other medication that I could get a waiver, but it most likely won't hurt even if I do. So then I told my brother, I was like, hey, I got a waiver, so I'm not even going to have to get vaccinated. And he's like, oh, well, we would feel better if you would because of the new baby. And I was coming from Montana where we didn't care. We didn't have a lockdown. We didn't have, when the whole world was locked down, we were, we're at the bars, we're playing pool. It was crazy. It was nuts. People, I would send pictures of me, at places, and they'd be like, get out of there. You're going to die. And I'm like, we're all good up here.
Right.
People got it.
COVID.
What's that?
I never got COVID either.
Yeah, I never got it. I never knowingly got it. I got sick a couple times, but it didn't feel like COVID. To what my friends were telling me that would get it. They said, all my friends, when they got it, they felt like they could taste like gasoline in the back of their throat, like the first day.
Ew.
Yeah, and then after that, they couldn't taste. They had no taste buds.
Now that I remember hearing.
But they said the first day I was like it was like gas, like they had like a little bit of gas, not like fart gas or burp gas. But you know what I mean.
They tasted that green haze. Okay, tell about the 50 anniversary t-shirt.
Oh, the Ted Nugent.
Yeah, that you want.
The Stranglehold. They got
Oh,
the
wow.
50th anniversary of Stranglehold is this year, so they
Oh,
released.
wow.
What is it? The shirts that they would do at the concerts.
Yeah.
They got the new one out, or the 50th anniversary Stranglehold shirt. But it's really, the shirt's cool, but he's got this fragrance thing. What is the thing they hang in?
Oh, yeah, that what we were talking about, that the fragrance induced. Is it fresh air?
It's
yeah,
a-
fresh
yeah.
air.
It's this thing, and it's like he shows it every time on his show. Here, and make sure you get some fresh air. And he's holding this thing up, and it's like
Yeah.
I crack up every time I see it.
Yeah, that's funny. Man, I would love to get one of those too. I'm a huge Nugent fan. Did you guys see him when he was on Rogan?
No.
No.
Oh,
we
it was
did
good.
see
It was super good.
What was the one that when he did that little barn thing out there? He was in Texas,
We saw him.
in Austin, right?
No,
In that little patio place.
we saw him live here.
Well, that's where he was at. He was in Austin when he was doing Rogan. He stayed for like a week. I guess they're hunting buddies now since that podcast. They go hunting together now.
Oh, we saw him over there at
Concrete.
Concrete. Yeah, we saw him at Concrete.
I saw
Yeah,
Ted
that's neat.
Nugent at Cobo Hall. You might know.
Did you?
Cobo.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Not right now.
He used to play at
Might have been that was earlier.
name of it, Pine Hills. He used to play at Pine Hills all the time in Michigan, or not Pine Hills. Pine Knob. Pine Knob. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like a not a ski resort, but you could
Area.
ski there. Yeah. We
Yeah.
used to go skiing. Linda. We used to go skiing at the como se dice, Holly, Michigan.
Ah,
Yeah, Mount Holly.
yeah, Mount Holly.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's just
the area.
it's just a hill. Yeah, but it was always fun.
You downhill?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So does,
I went one time.
Awesome.
I went one time, and I was a teenager, and I went down the hill with straight legs, and at the bottom of the hill there was a fence that it fell into the parking lot,
Yeah.
and it was either I learned to turn and stop or go over the fence.
Mhm.
And it fall to
Were,
my
were
death.
you were you snow plowing the whole way down?
Oh my!
trying
they were
to?
perfectly straight,
Yeah.
perfectly straight. Yeah, I
It could
saw
be
my
amazing,
death,
though.
and I
No
took
one
the
taught you how to
No.
snowplow, or I think that's what they call it, snowplow.
Yeah, so proud. But no, I
Yeah.
was a cross country skier.
Oh wow.
So when they took me downhill skiing, don't worry about it. It's the same. You'll get it.
Oh man, it's not even close.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. And it's like, well, if you think you're gonna wreck, just fall down. Don't do that either.
Have you ever been to Tahoe Donner, where they do a lot of cross country skiing there?
Uh-uh. No, I just
It's called Tahoe Donner. Yeah.
He was the Colorado skier.
Oh, awesome. Did you heard my story going to Aspen on the Amtrak? Did you hear me talk about that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him.
Oh, I mean, no, we used to take the Amtrak there from Chicago and Flint, really. Yeah. That's it. But I've skied the Highlands. You know the Highlands there. I used to ski the Highlands in Aspen and
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. Or was that in Aspen, or was the Highlands in Vail or Aspen?
Did Vail one time. Mainly Winter Park is where I skied.
Yeah, Winter Park. Nice.
Yeah, no,
The jail in Aspen has carpet. Just saying.
Uh-huh.
Does it have good pillows too?
And you can order food from the restaurants and have it delivered there if you have money on your. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Sign me up.
Right?
You
Wow.
gotta be
That's
locked
my
up.
kind of jail.
Right?
Oh, is that Clyde?
I said if you're gonna be locked up, that's a good one to be in.
Right?
Oh yeah. 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 It was pretty cool. And I was a square then too. I'd never even been to jail.
That's a crazy area color.
My face is blotchy because I just got out of the shower. Just letting you guys know.
Well, and it's cold there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's pretty cold.
When you said you lived in Billings, Montana, I thought, Billings.
Poor guy.
Not Bozeman or Missoula or
No, that's a little fudgy for me. They're like, yeah, it's a little fudgy.
they're
They're just
pretty there.
yeah. Yeah, I've been to Bozeman, of course, a bunch, and Missoula. Yeah, a lot of money. There's a lot of rich, big houses in Bozeman.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that was from Bozeman. Her father had an optical there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Actually, that's where Mariana's home office is. It's called Vance Thompson Eye Surgical. Their home office is in Bozeman.
that was Sonia's maiden name, Thompson. God, that is. I was sitting here, and it's been bugging me for like a month now. What was Sonia's maiden name? What was Sonia's maiden name? And you just said it, Thompson. I wonder if that's not her dad.
Oh, that's the person?
Yeah, Sonia's dad owned an optical in Bozeman years and years and years and years ago.
Oh, and their last name was Thompson?
And their name was Thompson.
It's almost got to be, right? I mean, how many Thompsons can own, optical in Bozeman, right?
Right in Bozeman. Wow.
Now I want to ask my wifey.
Wow. So you didn't ever play Chico and the Man.
Oh no, I know. I just talked about it, but I will play some Chico and the Man. Was that you that said what's his name?
Albert.
Yeah, Eddie Albert. Yeah.
Love Chico and the Man.
Yeah, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll find some for Monday.
Cool. I mean, I love nostalgia. We could go back. We could go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donna, we could go back to Howdy Doody if you'd like.
When we first started,
I'm right there.
When we first started doing our shows, we did the decades with music, and we would dress up like the decades, and yeah, we had fun. silly stuff.
It was fun.
Well, I have found the party spot.
Right? We were doing all kinds of fun. I dressed up one time as a pilot and was flying the plane. We were landing in spots. Oh, sorry, we can't land here. It's devastated. Yeah.
Do you guys ever talk about? I mean, I'm sure you do. True crime. Did you guys during the Murdaugh trial? Did you guys talk about that at all?
We didn't talk about the Murdaugh trial, but I know about it. Been watching about it, and then Suitcase Sarah, and I got into that one. That one was horrific. That
Black Swan.
I would love to get all the letters. Huh?
The Black Swan. That was something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would love to get all the letters that Sarah Boone wrote to the judge and make a book out of them.
Right.
Seriously. I wish it was a federal case because I could just go on her docket and get those letters.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not a federal case, I can't do that. But that would be super cool. There's got to be a way to get them.
Well, you know what? She really felt entitled, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she was a horrible, horrible person. Horrible person.
But there's another one that's walking amongst us that just released. I saw on TV the second edition to Gypsy Rose after Life Without Lockup or whatever, and I'm like, dude, why are we putting her on a pedestal? Ugh.
I should try to get her on the show and then just blast her. You know what I mean?
Right? Her and Casey Anthony.
Just make her turn off her own camera. You know what I mean? There you go. Possible. What do you think of them apples?
I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if she's could do that. I don't know.
Do what?
I don't think she'd turn her camera off. I don't know if she's smart enough.
Oh yeah, she might not be able to.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should look into that.
right?
Yeah, the guy who books me on to to different podcasts for interviews.
Yeah.
He knows a lot of people. I should see if that's something he could do for me.
Yeah.
I would be no holds barred. You know what? I would even demonetize it. I would just be no holds barred and just slam her.
You know what? I cannot believe she's worth all the money. She's a multimillionaire now. And that's just like I said, that's rewarding bad behavior. And I'm just not with it. And the poor guy that did it with her, the special needs person, is just like oblivious to it all.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I can't even believe they would put him into a real jail.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't.
You know, Teresa, no, I haven't heard about the 32-year-old man that was rescued for 20 plus years.
I have.
People tell us about it.
Yeah, it was I don't know a lot of the details, but it was his stepmom. His stepmom kept him locked up in a room, and she's saying now that she was just doing what her husband was doing with him. And her husband died like a year ago. But yeah, they were just keeping him locked up. But that's her defense, I guess, is that I was going to cover that on Monday. Her defense is I haven't deep dived it yet, but I just the basic facts. But yeah, her husband just died, and her defense is that I was just doing what my husband, had me doing when he was alive. I mean, really, like he had to light his room on fire to get the fire department there to escape.
That is sad. That's sick.
Yeah. Yep.
Remember, guys, that time what was it? Those kids who were foster parents, and they had those kids, and they finally got them out of there, and they were like in the walls, and
Yep. They were like handcuffed to the beds. That was in California.
You know what? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand why people. How do you live with yourself when you do stuff like that to children? Of all things,
they just in Linda's neck of the woods. They just got what is it, like 5 kids? It's in Oakland County. 5 kids that were basically with no supervision for 5 years. The mom would have food dropped off, and the kids were living in feces. I mean, mountains of feces and trash. And
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, it just came out today.
Oh my God! And
maybe yesterday, but I just heard about it today.
They made
super sad.
Remember when I was it a couple weeks ago? I told you that those 2 kids froze to death at the casino parking lot.
Yeah.
They made 2 arrests, but they're not saying who.
Good.
Yes, that is just insane. I don't know how you can do that to children. I
know this.
Dogs and children, animals and children,
and our elderly and the elderly.
Yeah, they did find out that they didn't freeze to death. They actually died of carbon monoxide.
Oh, that's
well. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, thank God, because then they just went to sleep. You know,
right.
But it's still they still were killed, and so that is super sad. But man,
yeah.
Thank God it was just that. If it was going to happen, I know that's hard to say and weird to say, but
well, that's like Casey Anthony's daughter. I don't think she felt anything, but she was using that chloroform as a form of babysitter.
Oh yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah, she Googled it and.
Sorry, I used a little bit too much, but now I'm going to be a legal assistant in the honor of my daughter. What? How can you say that?
Oh yeah.
Get out of here. That's like
she has to know. No one thinks she's innocent.
No, she's another entitled. She's another entitled. They're so entitled.
Yeah.
It's sad, and I just kids.
You know, I wish everyone that's all these that you know, because they end up defendants in court. All these defendants, I wish they could go in front of this judge. He's down in Jefferson County, Texas, Beaumont. It's the Beaumont area.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's Jeffco, and his name is Judge Stevens. And man, if you've hurt a kid or even an animal or the elderly, oh my God, you're hit. Yep.
They deserve it. I'm sorry, but they deserve it. There's
They get what they
stuff like that.
they get it.
Right.
But he's a badass judge.
That's cool. He's like, did you ever see any of the interviews with Judge Brown?
Oh yeah.
His recent ones.
No,
Wow.
I haven't.
Oh, he was.
Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah, when he
Yeah,
was,
Judge Joe Brown.
He
Oh, I
was
liked him.
all on Kamala Harris.
Kamala, Miss Word Salad Kamala.
Kamala. He
Yeah,
was like,
exactly.
you know,
Lost
it
the
was
top.
bad. He was so bad. But you know, he's funny. Him and Judge Judy.
Yeah.
And what was
Yeah,
that?
Judy now has her niece or someone with her.
I haven't seen Judge Judy in forever.
Yeah, her new show is called something because she left the network. It's called,
You never watched
you know,
it?
Hard Times with Judy or something like that. It's not Judge Judy anymore. It's called something else. But now she has her niece with her, and you know, she just tells her niece, "Can you believe that shit just happened?" You know, she's like, it's funny.
Well, they remember Wapner. Okay, so
Oh, dun dun dun.
I
Oh, I have a Judge Wapner story when you're
go
done.
for it. But is it Judge Wapner somehow, or who's the one that's married to Judge Judy? He's a judge too.
Oh, I don't know. It's probably what's his name, the referee guy. No, he's too old. He's too old. There's a boxing referee that was a judge.
Really?
A famous boxing referee. Yeah, he was a ref for Muhammad Ali and what was his name? I would ask the chat. The chat usually can come up with it.
Judge Caprio.
Little short white guy.
Well, this guy was
He on the leg and tell me it's Ryan.
Judge. He was during Wapner's time and Judy's time. The husband.
It's gotta be this judge then, if he's famous.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gotta be the judge that's also the boxing referee.
I bet it is.
And now I'm gonna have to Google it.
Can you imagine going
That's
home?
what it's for.
That's what it's for. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Can you imagine going home and that's what you have to talk about? What did you do today? Oh, I just sent somebody to 25 years. Oh,
Yeah.
You're
golly.
not supposed to talk about their cases.
Well, if you're married, nobody knows.
They know.
Oh,
Are they?
it's Mills. It's Mills Lane, I think. Mills Lane. It hasn't come up, but it just hit me.
Let me see.
I want to make sure. Judge Mills Lane. Judge Mills Lane. Let me see.
Hmm.
Judge who's a boxing referee. Oh, I could just type in Mills Lane, I guess. Mills Lane.
Oh, see that all this time someone lied to me
See?
because Jerry Shinlin or whatever, Judge Shinlin is
Married to Judge Judy?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of him. Mills Lane was the judge who's a boxer coach. Man, look at he's a beast, man. Look at him go. Yeah. He was there. He stopped the Tyson Holyfield fight when Holyfield bit Tyson's ear.
Oh, was that crazy or what?
He's the one that said, "Get it on," wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's get it on. Yep. Yeah, that's my man right there, boy.
That's funny.
Yeah, let me tell my People's Court story.
Do it.
So I met this girl on a plane coming from Salt Lake City to LA, and we talked and we had connected basically. And so, I told her, we exchanged phone numbers, and I called her. I don't know, a couple weeks later, we went on a date, and it was funny when we went on the date. She was afraid. She was driving. I didn't have a car. I was just a broke dick, right? And she's like this, and she's like, yeah. Oh, it's going pretty good, And I, tried to kiss her, and she wouldn't kiss me. And we had already kissed before, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Oh, I got this cold sore," and it was literally like this, like I got this cold sore. It was so huge. It was like this big, and I was like, "Wow, look at that." She's like, "I know, I'm sorry. It's so ugly," and I was like, "No, it's okay. We'll be fine," And I appreciate you not kissing me, And well, anyway, I had some unpaid tickets from like the 80s. They were like 9-year-old tickets. They were super old tickets, and so I go to court. So I go to jail until I can go to court. Well, I'm calling her from jail, right, Colette, and it runs up this big bill, this big phone bill.
Uh-huh.
But I couldn't help her pay for it, so she had this harebrained idea that we would go on people's court. And because the people's court pays the judgments,
Right,
Judge Judy, that's their payment. They pay the judgments, and you get a couple $100, and so I'm like, yeah, sure, if that'll work. And anyway, I end up not going. I didn't show for the filming. Oh my gosh, she was so mad. She's like, I knew you weren't gonna go. He's like, you're the biggest POS of the world. And I was like, I didn't care. Because I wasn't the greatest guy, And yeah, her name was Angie Gibb. I'll never forget her name because it was close to like Andy Gibb.
I was gonna say, is she related?
No. Not that I knew of. Maybe 10th cousin or something, but
You
look her up and send her $500.
You didn't want to
Next $500. Huh? Hey. So I feel so bad.
Do you remember the show Texas Justice?
Oh yeah.
No,
I was on that.
Oh, were you? Yeah.
Yeah, at the time I had 2 dogs, and they have a company here. Well, I don't even know if they're still in business, but they had a company that would come and clean up your backyard from the dogs. And
really?
Huh? And
they would have someone.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Pick up the poop.
Uh-huh.
So I called him and told him I didn't want his services anymore because the bill it kept going up. So I put a chain on the gate and a lock. And this dumbass says he came 2 times and cleaned up my backyard and then tried to charge me for it. It was like $80 or something. And I'm like, I'm not charging you for it. There was a lock on my gate.
Yeah.
I lost.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I bet.
What?
Was it his idea?
Yeah. And then the judge actually made a pooper scooper and said, maybe you can use this.
Oh,
you're a dick.
Was it his idea to go on the show or was it yours?
It was his.
Oh yeah, because he was the plaintiff. That's right. Yeah.
I didn't even know they contacted me, and it's like, okay, whatever.
Where'd they film that at?
Texas.
Where out of town?
I think it was the Dallas-Fort Worth area because we flew into Dallas-Fort Worth.
Oh wow.
Probably. Okay, so here's my question because I'm going to tell my story after you guys get done. But what is the funniest, most embarrassing moment of your life?
There's been so many. Oh, yeah, there's been so many.
So,
right?
So a friend of mine owned this radio station, and he goes, "Oh, Bill Cosby is having this thing, and it's to give money to the college." Remember? Okay, so here we
Can't
go.
forget this story.
So of course,
Get her, Clyde, get her.
of course, ladies, you had to dress up. I wanted to dress up and look all this perfect, and I was walking along just all perfect and everything, and everybody was getting ready to go get seated, and I told Clyde, "Hey, you know what? I need to go into the bathroom real quick, and then we'll go sit down, right?" So they had his bodyguards and Bill Cosby standing against the wall. And here I come walking out, and I'm walking out like I am all that. And Clyde goes, "Here, let me grab that toilet paper that's hanging from the back of your pants."
Oh
Nice.
Kidding me. Yeah.
I love it.
no!
So then I got to meet Bill Cosby after the show, right? And then he goes, "Oh, yeah, I recognize you. Aren't you the toilet paper lady?" I thought, I want to get out of here. How embarrassing. So there's my most embarrassing moment, guys.
Yeah, that's funny. I've seen that happen. Well, maybe not hanging out the pants, but like maybe stuck to their shoe or something. Oh, my chair just dropped. There we go.
No, it was out like a tail.
Yeah. I can't think of one right off the top of my head. I mean, there's been a lot. What about you, Linda?
I can't think off the top of my head either.
Oh,
I never really had too much embarrassing. I guess one of the embarrassing moments would have been probably with my first husband. We were in
Just marry him. Our wedding. Yeah.
Well, I was 16, and we were in his bedroom. Well, we weren't married then, but we were in his bedroom making out and stuff. And his dad came home drunk and busted through.
Oh, wow.
He jumped into the closet.
Well, I'm glad you told that story because it reminded me of mine.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I jumped.
I was
in the
like,
closet.
man, there's got to be.
He's like, whoever's in that closet better get their ass out. And I'm like, oh my god, what a way to meet, your boyfriend's
Yeah.
dad.
In all your glory.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm Linda.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah. He's like, listen, Linda.
Right. That was the original Listen, Linda.
That was the original Listen, Linda.
All right.
Well, that's great because that reminded me of my most embarrassing story. And I don't even know if I should tell this on YouTube. For real.
It's okay.
No, I mean, I will. Of course I will. But
you don't have enough hours to be.
This is so embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to tell it. But I will. So God, man, this is bad, man. I was staying with my mom and my stepdad, and I must have been 18. I moved out when I was 16. But I would come back and live with them every once in a while. And I got really drunk one night, and I came home, and my stepdad had like these little porn VHS tapes, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm super drunk, and so I'm gonna, do the thing. And I just remember in the morning, my dad, because he was a postal worker, my stepdad was a postal worker, him waking up, and I feel a nudge on my shoulder, and I wake up, and I'm like on the floor in the living room with my pants down, a bottle of lotion, and the TV, the TV like fuzz, when a videotape would get to the end, it would like rewind, and it would rewind.
Yeah.
And it was, just fuzz on the TV. I remember the TV going fuzzy. And I just remember waking up, my pants are down, the whole, the whole setup, And he was so cool about it because he knew it was embarrassing for me, right? He was so cool about it. He's like, man, get this cleaned up before your mom wakes up. And I was like, all right, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. Yeah. And he just went off to work. And I was thinking about it because when he gets up, goes to the kitchen, makes a cup of coffee, goes and takes a shower and gets ready. Like, he did it on his way out the door. So he had already seen me and walked by me a couple of times. Yeah. And a sock. Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. I don't think there was a sock, but that is funny, Woofy. But yeah, super embarrassing. Super embarrassing, and it's sad because I don't talk to him anymore. But neither do my brothers. And one of my brothers is his son. He's a half brother to me, but is one of his sons, and he doesn't even talk to him anymore. He just became an asshole, and he got a bunch of plastic surgery done, and he used to cheat on my mom all the time, and I caught him one time. I ditched school. It was in high school. And I went home to grab something, and when I came home, he was walking out with this beautiful black girl, and but I like flipped out because I knew what was going on, and I was like, what? And I got mad and sad, and I think I even cried a little bit. Went to my mom owned a sunglass store in Torrance, California, and I hauled ass to the sunglass store to tell my mom, straight snitched on him, and like, Larry just left the house with some black girl. And she's like, she knew, she knew, something was wrong in the marriage. And she just like, what? She like closed the store, locked it up. It was the middle of the day. Closed the store, went home, called me. And but they separated so many times because of his philandering. And I always saw how that hurt my mom really bad, really bad. If I had to do it over, I don't know if I would go tell her because I know how bad it hurt her. Right. But I definitely would have like had a talk with him. I was old enough to like say, hey, dude, you're hurting my mom.
But that was back in the day when they didn't think anything about it. I think a lot of men did that at that time. A lot of men.
Yeah. Yep.
I just. And I think it came and it filtered down from even years before that, before our great grandparents or whatever.
Yeah.
What is your most embarrassing? You're not going to talk about.
He said, "Hey, Clyde's like, man, this fool's talking about jacking off, man. I definitely ain't telling my story."
Was it your tequila story?
No, that was just bad.
Yeah. Oh, I got tons of bad stories.
Bad.
I mean, I did 10 and a nickel in the federal prison, so I got tons of bad stories.
Look, he's like,
Funny.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll find out now.
He's like, who did you invite into our house?
No, nothing like that. It's just.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to tell this story.
Oh no, I meant about me coming to the show.
No, you're good.
No, he's he's still saying, I'm not going to tell this story.
I sat there and thought about what story, and I've told the story when I've been drunk before. But I'm not saying it here.
Where's that waitress? Where's that waitress? We need another pitcher.
I don't drink much anymore, so that's all good.
I don't drink at all anymore. Yeah.
You know what? He started getting headaches. He'd drink a beer or two, and it'd give him a headache.
That's my brother. Give him a headache, and he would get real tired. He just couldn't drink no more.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy.
No more. And so.
I gotta share this. Okay, so I turned on the TV and goes, we're gonna watch this movie. And I said, or he didn't even ask me to invite me to watch it. I just started watching it.
Today?
Yeah. And I said, what are we watching? This has got to be an old show. And then on the tag on the car, it said 2024. It said 24. And I'm like, it's a new movie. It's like the graphics are bad. It's like going back when we were like when Godzilla first started.
It was definitely
Jeez, that bad?
That was no budget.
Right? And so I go, is this a horror movie? And he goes, no, it's a sci-fi. I'm like, and so here comes this alien, right? And he goes, what the heck is that? And I said, that's the new and improved creature from the Black Lagoon.
Remember those? Those were good, man. I mean, they were.
Saturday. Watch them on Saturdays.
Did
The
you-
creature.
Did you watch all those?
Absolutely.
I don't know if those were Roger Corman movies, but I worked for when I was a grip in LA. I worked for Roger Corman. He did like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, The Blob. He did like all those old low budget movies. Yeah. Women, Amazon Women on the Moon. Anyways, I worked for him as a grip, and we did a movie called Kira's War. That was the working title was Kira's War, but it ended up being called Caged Heat 3000, or vice versa. Anyways, I'm in it. It's my only movie role. My hand has been in a movie, but my only movie role was in that. They needed a prison guard it was a women's prison in outer space. So they kept all these women in prison in outer space. And I got to be a guard on it, and it was pretty cool. I'm playing like chess with another guard, and the main actress, her name is Lisa Boyle. And she like comes, she's like pointing to the monitors. She's getting R-worded. And I was like, and I just looked at him like, man, who cares? You know, that was my big Hollywood moment. But I worked on the set, but they just needed it. They're like, hey, you come over here. You know, I had crazy hair, and
What was the name?
it was cool. Caged Heat 3000.
Okay, so here we go. Let me throw one out at you. Have you ever seen the movie? Is it Prison? Prison. I think it's called Prison. It's old. They did a horror movie in the old penitentiary in Wyoming in Rollins. Have you ever seen this Prison?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That is awful. I mean, they heated it with the water that ran along the side of the wall.
Yeah.
And then they had that guy that was in there, that's name was Art. And he had all of the paintings that he had painted on the wall. And it said, everywhere you look, those 3 rams looked at you all over the room.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was intense. And now it's, of course, you can go in and tour it. It's a museum, but because now it's the Holiday Inn in Rollins.
Jeez.
I mean, there's people that just go back because it's so great.
I mean, it feels like it should be a Motel 6, you know. For real, you know. I mean, every Motel 6 I've ever stayed at's just been, you know, for prostitution and drugs, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Bad ones. There's some really bad ones. But this one, I guess this one is real nice, all fancy, and this probably
they probably you know, made it like a tourist attraction.
No, the new prison. It's a brand new one.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no, the old one. Now you just tour the old one. I mean, the old one is scary. You walk in and you're like, "What? You want to go show me the gas chamber? We can skip this part." And then they showed where they go, and this room, and I'm like looking around this room going, what the heck? This is kind of scary. And he goes, well, see, Wyoming was always death penalty by hanging.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so the water would run down this trough and it would fill this bucket, and that's how the rope would hang the person. Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah. You know why they do that? Do you know why they do that?
Yeah, so nobody feels guilty about it.
Ding 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 ding. Correct.
Yeah,
Look at the big brain on Caddy.
yeah, and they do that with the firing squad too. Only one live bullet.
Yeah. Remember? They just did that to someone recently.
They
Firing
did.
squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the story. I had the story all lined up for my show on Monday. I was gonna do it, but you know me, I digress into digression, and it's I never did the story, and then the next day something else happened. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I had some really cool pictures and diagrams of how they did it, and but the guy had it coming for real. The guy had it coming.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, didn't he say the reason he wanted the firing squad was because he didn't want lethal injection? What? Something like lethal injection. He didn't want to die.
Yeah, they gave him a choice.
Yeah. I can't.
I think I might take firing squad.
It's quick.
It's quick. You don't really feel it. You don't feel it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's so fast, you know, it just, you would feel it. You would feel it, you know, maybe in like a few minutes from the time it happened, but yeah, I would take firing squad.
What was that guy's name? You'll probably pop it right out. His last name was Green, and he was in Wyoming. I think he was in that Silkwood trial, and and he was the last one, I want to say, that was executed in Wyoming.
Yeah. I can't remember the name.
But he'd hired people to take somebody out or something. What was
Yeah.
it? Remember that?
More water.
You wanted more water. Do you remember that the Silkwood trial in Wyoming, and then that Green got executed? He was the last one to get executed. Did you go into that prison with us?
Mm-hmm.
That was weird, huh?
No, the only one I remember is two girls that got thrown over.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That one was really bad. And there's a movie on that, or a book on that. In Wyoming, you know what? There's only been two major horrific things that's ever happened in that state. Two major. And one of them was the two girls that got thrown from the canyon.
Oh, wow.
At Fremont Canyon. And the one sister was two sisters, and the one crawled out.
Oh, wow.
And so she was a witness, and they prosecuted these two guys, and they
I'm vaguely remembering that story.
And then here, a couple of years ago, they were getting ready to release these guys, and she went and threw herself over into the canyon.
Really?
Yeah, because they were going to release them, and yeah, she went through herself over. So
what?
Yeah, it was sad.
That's crazy.
It was really sad. And then the other one was the guy on the deer fence that time.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I mean, we were shocked, because that's not usually the way. And you know, the whole state got together, and they had that funeral satellited and the whole bit at all the churches and everything. Yeah. There was
there's to not to change the subject, but well, it's not really. It's remember we were talking about missing indigenous women from Native American women,
right?
And Galen had helped find that missing Emily Pike. Her business did, and with their dogs. Wyoming is another state that there's a lot of missing Native American women. There is a little documentary out. I can't remember what the name of it. It's on Netflix about that in Wyoming. It's really bad. And when I was fighting my drug trafficking case in Montana, there was a huge indictment conspiracy drug trafficking case out of it's called Wind River, I think.
Yes, Wind River Reservation. Yep,
out of Wind River, and on this reservation, on this drug indictment, like there was everywhere from 15-year-old kids to grandparents to judges, all involved in this drug trafficking case, bringing the clear stuff, the ice. I don't want to say the M word because YouTube hates that word. But yeah, they were bringing that, trafficking that to Wyoming, and a lot of people went down because of that. They ended up all telling on each other, but that's good. That it stopped it. I mean, just of course, there's still a problem there, but it was on that Wind River Reservation.
That's crazy.
And there's a lot of missing women in that
reservation.
Yeah, young women. Yep.
I bet you there's a lot from the New Mexico area too.
Oh, absolutely. There is. Yeah. I want to do a documentary on it. Finding time to edit those, it takes so much time. And if YouTube was my job, I would definitely do a big documentary on all the states on it just being a national crisis.
Wow.
Yeah, it's being the father of daughters, and my older daughters, they're all half Hispanic, so they look like those girls. They look like those girls. My girls could pass for Native American. My older girls, yeah.
Have you seen you watched Yellowstone, right?
I watched the first 2 seasons. The last episode I watched was with him leaning up against his truck, all shot up.
Well, that there's other sequels to that, like 1800.
Oh yeah, I've watched 1800.
Okay, and did you
Super good.
Okay, are you watching the 1923? Yeah, that's okay. That's the Grandpa Dutton, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the Grandpa Dutton.
Oh, okay.
And it really goes into that kind of stuff on there.
I love it when I love stories like that.
It's good.
I used to read books from this author. It was all about like the trading back in the 1700s, or even it might even been before that, down in Africa. All the ships that used to go down to South Africa and trade, and how like South Africa was originally came to be.
Right.
And they're amazing books. I mean, I wish I could remember the name of the author right now, but it does that. There's the first series is like, not like modern times, but like the 1800s. And then it goes back to, before that, like the grandparents and the great grandparents. They're amazing books. Wish I could remember the name of them.
I want to say welcome to all the new people. I was going to start typing it, and then I thought, you know what?
Give a shout out. Go into the chat and shout it out. Shout it out.
Welcome, Wolfie. Welcome, Kim. Welcome, Teresa. And then James already left. I said hi to him.
James left?
Yeah, he had to. Well, so did Kim. Man, he had to take off too. Well, hey, Royal Apple. I think
Kim asked us what we usually talk about.
You know what? Go ahead, you tell. You've been off of.
Well, I started putting that. We'll talk about politics, and we'll do like if President Trump has a speech, like he did this whatever, not the State of Union, but the other speech he did, or we'll do the debates live. True crime. We do headline stories. Sometimes we do a deep dive, depending on what the stories
and Sam's
are.
Gonna come back. We're going to have Sam back. We've talked about it. We're going to do
we should find a topic that we all like really are interested in. And yeah,
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I'm down.
Tuesdays we have concerns with Clyde. You know, he doesn't talk. He can't talk.
Just can't get a word
Well,
in. Right?
and with this being the anniversary show, we've decided it used to be called Shooting the Breeze, and we decided to change it to hashtag We Can't Make This Stuff Up. So
Right.
that might tell you
That's
a
awesome.
little bit. That might tell you a little bit of what we do. It's like, we might find the weirdest, oddest thing somebody did in DC or something, and it's like we can't make this stuff up.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Crazy stuff. We make fun of a lot of different things because
And
some
we
of it-
do.
Here's the thing, guys. This is the way I look at it. There's so much bad out there, and everybody is so heartbroken all the time that the quickest way to heal is to laugh.
Yep.
And I think laughter is the best cure for pain. So my thing is, let's make a joke out of it. We
Yeah.
can't make this up. We can't make this up.
Right.
Are you serious? Like, okay, perfect example. During, if you want to call it, the dress or whatever you want to call it, the Trump was on, and they were holding up their signs. I thought I was I thought I was watching some game show.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre.
What is it?
It was bizarre. But they had that right, of course, but it was nuts, man. It was real disrespectful, but they have the right, and they had the right to protest whatever they're protesting. The thing is, they don't even know what they're protesting. Yeah, I know the other side. One side said false in case they didn't. They wanted to say what he was. Trump was saying was a lie.
Liar.
Yeah, and liar. And then some of them had the fire Musk or something like that.
It says Musk steals.
Yeah, Musk steals.
The richest man in the world, and he's stealing your money.
Yeah.
Here's my question to everyone. Did we probably didn't stand up and clap when Biden said whatever, but we never held signs, and we never went this crazy. This is the thing. There's got to be a little bit of respect here for the office, and it's like there is none, and it's sad. It's very sad. I don't care who's sitting in that chair. You got to have respect for him. It's 4 years. It's 4 years.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember exactly. And you know what? And whatever Trump does that's too far right, just with whatever he does, it'll get centered out by the next administration.
Right.
These things have been happening since 1776.
Right.
The same things that are, it's crazy. And I talked about this a few weeks ago. Because I like listening to old debates, Reagan's debates are amazing.
Right.
Even the Jimmy Carter one, the Nixon ones, any of the oldest I can find, and they're talking about the border. They're talking about, Social Security. They're talking about all the same things. And it's just never ending because it goes left to right.
It's never been fixed.
Yeah, and it never will be fixed. There is no fix.
Right.
And I think once we all, we'll never all come together. It's just the way it is. But if we could all come together, and do change the policies to what meet somewhere in the middle, that still wouldn't fix it. We can only attack, I have an issue with fentanyl coming over the border.
I do too.
We all do. And whatever we can do to stop that or to slow it down, even if it means taking away, the opportunities for illegal aliens to come over the border for a minute, the ones that are good, hardworking illegal aliens, then it just has to be, and I'm sorry. And man, I'm half Mexican, so I have no issues with Hispanics at all. Coming over the border, there's a better life over here for them. And I don't even want to be that guy that says, well, as long as you do it legally, but really that's, I don't know. I do go back and forth on it. Yeah, but there needs to be that wall. It has to be there. And there needs to be strict, policies, and there needs to be, it just needs to be.
There needs to be.
If not for anything, it has to happen to stop fentanyl, to slow down fentanyl.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only for that one reason. Them using, what's that?
We're losing our teenagers. We're losing kids
Yeah.
right and left because of, and they don't even know that's what they're taking. It's like laced or whatever. No, we got to stop it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel, but this is in my own opinion. Okay. But I think the most precious commodity that the United States has is our children. That's tomorrow.
Of course. Yeah.
Tomorrow. That's tomorrow. And we can't eliminate tomorrow. Because what
Yep.
we've left. We've got to protect tomorrow.
I do that sometimes. I'll think back to high school, and I think back to all the kids that were in my graduating class. And I always wonder, like, man, I wonder who became a doctor. Man, I wonder who became a lawyer, out of the class, we all know who became the convict, so I don't have to worry about that one. But I was a systems engineer for Microsoft, so, we all went on to do these great things. And I don't know. They are our most precious commodity.
Yeah.
And, you can't experiment like you could when we were kids.
No.
You just can't because of fentanyl.
Yeah.
So, I would love to tell my daughter, you're going to have to make your own choices. If you experiment, just keep it experimentation. I don't even want her going out with her girlfriends to drink, because at that same party where they're going to be drinking, there's going to be drugs probably. And there's going to be drugs laced with fentanyl.
Right.
There's going to be drugs. I just talked to a girl 2 days ago. And they sell these little fentanyl tests so that, like, if you're a user, you can test the drugs you buy to see if there's fentanyl in it.
Right.
And I asked her, I said, because she's in active addiction. Well, she's clean now. And I was like, man, when you test, did it happen a lot? And she's like, almost every time. And I was like, well, I wonder if those tests are any good. She's like, oh no, like they test clean sometimes, but almost every time it tests positive for fentanyl.
See.
And I asked her, I go, so what do you just throw it away? You take it back? She's like, no, I do it. Because she's an addict.
Right.
But I have a picture. Let me see if I can find it real quick while you guys chat it up a little.
Well, and like Whoopi said, you go now and they may drop something in your drink.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm a big bad mama bear. Of course, you know what? I'm old and mine are older now, and I don't have to worry about any youngin. So
there's 30-somethings dying of this.
Yeah, there's 30-year-olds that are passing from this stuff too.
And they're our future too.
They're our future too. Yeah, they are our future. I mean, we don't have a 350-year-old living here that's older than George Washington or any 220-year-olds. But
well, I mean, there's some 350-year-olds getting Social Security to hear tell.
We have one.
One.
We have one, and how many 100,000 220-year-olds? Wow, I'd like to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Line them up. Let's take their picture.
Right.
I
mean, that's back in little, what is that show? Little House on the Prairie.
Wow, that was back in the day.
That would have to be from that time.
Social Security wasn't even around back then.
Right.
I know. I thought about that too, Clyde. I was like, wait, that's impossible. But there's probably They put in, someone put that paperwork in with, I don't even see how that's possible.
With that birth date?
Yeah.
It's got to be fraud somewhere.
Yeah, it's fraud somewhere, and which even makes it even worse.
Yeah.
It's not just like someone that passed away. Yeah. That means these are made up people,
Right.
I didn't know you could order fentanyl online. See, you guys.
I could have a 2-liter bottle sent of powdered fentanyl directly to my house if I wanted.
That is insane. See, I turn my head off to all of that stuff because I just can't wrap my brain around people being that evil. I just can't. Why would I don't want to see anyone hurt, and I don't want to see anyone pass. And this is that one, and that trank one, the elephant tranquilizer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, trank.
Yeah.
You guys remember crocodile?
Yeah.
No.
Remember, it was eating people's skins away.
Yeah. Does it trank it too?
No, trank doesn't. I don't think so. But that crocodile that's really a Russian drug. They make it in Russia. And what it is they take codeine, because codeine's legal in Russia and in the UK. You can go buy like Tylenol 3s, Tylenol 4s.
Right.
You can go to the drugstore and buy those.
You can buy codeine in Canada.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
You can buy it in Mexico on the border.
I mean, yeah, I can buy a kilo of heroin in Mexico.
Well, I never asked for that.
Yeah. But so how crocodile is made is they take kerosene and they use the kerosene to extract the codeine from the Tylenol 3s. And then when that process is done, it titrates into like into a drug, and then they pull it and they do their thing to it. And for something happens to where that it starts to eat away your skin, and it doesn't happen to everybody, but it can happen. There's a parasite that lives in that can fester in that drug, and you know what parasites when a parasite, how alcohol is made. You create a bug, and that bug eats sugar, and it poops out alcohol, basically.
Right.
Well, there's a bug that like eats codeine and kerosene, and it poops out that flesh-eating disease, and that's how that happens. But it doesn't happen every time. But a bug can be created that will eat your skin away. So that's why people take a chance. There's like, well, it doesn't happen to everybody, but it can happen. It's just like the meth, having fentanyl in it. Some of it does and some of it doesn't.
That's like Russian roulette. Do you want to play that game?
You remember?
No pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to go. She worked downtown Detroit, and on her lunch hour, she would go over to Canada, and they used to have headache pills called 222s. And
oh, really?
They had codeine in them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how I know that they have codeine over there.
Well, fancy enough, I got to tell this story because I know so much about this stuff, right? Anyway, but I could go into alcohol stuff, and I could really dive deep there. But anyway, so every child, it seems like we used to have one in the school that was ADHD. Now we have 30 in a classroom or 20 in a classroom that have ADHD. Okay.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole different ballgame. But I'm going to tell you, you can tell the difference between a real, true ADHD person. Because if they take the ADHD medicine, which is speed, it'll slow them down and they'll slow down real quick. But what? Give them some codeine. Give them a downer. And they're going all over. I worked with one. I watched it happen. I knew she was ADD from the top. And she would say, "Here, did you get any codeine at the dentist's office?" And I think, why do you want that? And she would take it and mix it with a Coke, and she'd be speeding all over everywhere. And I thought, that makes me knocks me out. Well, look at her go.
That,
You know
I
what
mean,
else does that is caffeine. Caffeine does that because I know my younger son has ADHD, and I used to give him. Do you remember the pop soda, whatever?
Uh,
Um, oh, what was the name of it?
Jolt.
oh,
Jolt.
Jolt.
That was it.
Yeah.
I used to give him a can of Jolt in the morning before school
Mhm.
because I didn't want him on the pills.
Yeah. Twice the sugar and twice the caffeine. It was
Yep,
called
yep,
something like that. That was their little tagline.
yeah.
I think we wanted this up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look at that. That amount of fentanyl in that middle bottle will kill you. Will kill you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at
of
that.
pure fentanyl. So what happens is so when like say if you buy some powdered heroin, they'll cut it with fentanyl so it's stronger. But if you get like a little chunk that's not crushed up, and you get it in a paper that even has more heroin, so it's got a lot of heroin, crushed up fentanyl, then you get a little chunk of fentanyl in the same amount. It could be the half of the normal dose that you take to get well. I'm talking like as a heroin addict.
Yeah.
That'll kill you, and that's why there's so many ODs. Yeah,
That's
you can
crazy.
take it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, and I used to, man. I'm telling you, like when I first started buying powdered type heroin in prison, the guy, we go out to the yard and he gives me the paper, and I'm like, oh man, I'm excited, right?
Right.
Because I'd never done powdered heroin before, and I go to the cell and I put it, and it's just like this. It's just like a nothing, and I'm like 285 at the time. I'm like a big dude. And I was like, so I, go out I'm like, hey man, here, take this back. I go, this ain't gonna do anything. He's like, what are you talking about, man? My shit's the best shit on the yard. I was like, man, there's like 2 granules of salt in there. That's, because I was used to doing tar, and like with tar, you need like a pretty good amount. A nice little like a match head they call it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to glorify drugs at all. I'm just talking about
We know.
Yeah.
And so he's like, man, you go do that. If that doesn't get you, I'll give you 10 of these, right? And I was like, well, bet. I'm like, I don't care if it even gets me a little bit or a lot of it. I'm gonna come back and get these 10 papers,
Right.
And that's what they call them. They call them papers. And man, I do it, and I'm laid back, right? And I see him on the next move. I was like, man, good looking out, bro. That was, I didn't try to get any more papers. He knew. He's like, man, I got you, man. You need any more? I mean, I saw him every day for like 2 years.
Wow.
Like 2 years, yeah. Yep. I would do a portrait. I would tattoo a portrait in the morning. I'd always line up a portrait because I knew I could get $200 for that portrait. And I'd go get my morning wake up at breakfast. Yeah, that was my routine. It was ugly, super ugly.
Mine was smoking. Okay, I was a heavy smoker. Heavy
Mhm.
smoker. And I am proud to say that how many months, Mike? It's
almost a year.
It's over a year.
Is it over a year?
December of not this last December, the December before that. So it's been a year and so many months.
Hi, Kim. Oh, she already left. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
October will be 3 years for me. No, not October. August will be 3 years for me to quit smoking.
Well, and Clyde chewed.
Wow.
And it's been how long for you?
Memorial Day or no Labor Day, 2018.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
What's going on with Carolyn? Is she okay in the chat?
Carolyn, that's my niece.
Oh, okay.
She's given the big loves. She used to, you know what, Sam? She used to work in the pen.
Oh,
Here in
awesome.
Texas. She was a guard for a little bit.
Which one did she work at?
She worked in the one in Beeville.
Okay, cool. Good for her.
Yep.
That's a hard job. Whatever she did, it wouldn't even matter if she was a secretary or if she was a CEO. That's a hard job. It's a hard job.
It is a hard job, and she had stories. Wolfie, I'm going to tell you what I did, and I want to tell a story first before I go.
Shoot
there.
it.
Okay, so there's this doctor out there, and I was watching her, and it's really super interesting. She chews nicotine gum, and she uses the patch, right?
Mm-hmm.
While she's doing that, she tells you real fast, I have never had a cigarette up to my mouth in my life. And
Wow.
And I thought, well, why would you do that? Because nicotine coats the receptors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, and I've never gotten sick either.
Yeah.
So that's why she does it. She's never had COVID. She's never had anything. She uses that for a way of keeping herself well. And I thought, well, okay, that works, I guess. But Wolfie, I started vaping, and you know, that was my go-to, and that's what I do. And you know, it works.
Yeah, I quit smoking with vaping too, but I need to quit vaping.
Me too. And
Mhm.
and you know, okay, I don't know. I always thought it was so cool to look like a dragon. I always wanted to look like a dragon, blow the smoke out my nose and blow the smoke rings. And I always had that thing about the lady in the movies that was always sitting around with a little cigarette. And I thought, oh, she looks so cool. Yeah. And my mom said, even when you were a baby, you played in the ashtray. And I'm like, that's because it was so cool. But no, it's really not cool. It's not cool. So yeah. But I don't want to, now that I've heard that, I don't want to stop the nicotine.
Right.
Well, I mean, get the patches are cool, man. I usually have some around. They I mean, they're cool to use. A little bit of nicotine might be okay for you if it's administered, in a clean way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just know with the vaping, I look at my little girl and I'm just sitting here puffing away at this thing all the time. It's not like with cigarettes, at least you had to go outside, it's because this thing's the 70s, right? You have to go outside and smoke, but with this, I can watch movies and vape. I can do this and vape.
Right.
Right.
And my tolerance for nicotine is so high now because I vape, and I do use a strong juice. It's like 21. Most things are like 3 or 6 or 12.
I think
and yeah, this is 20 the 21% juice, and I have it made. They only sell 12. It's only legal to sell 12 here. I have them add nicotine to my bottle. So I buy a bottle like this, and I have them add more nicotine to it. And but I see my little girl, and I'm just like, what am I doing? But it's so hard. My nicotine tolerance is so high. Those Zen patches, you could put them, like a little Zen. It's like a nicotine pouch.
Yeah.
Like one of those they make a 3, and the 3 would have me just spinning. It's so strong and make me nauseous. Now, because of this, they make 6s. I could put 5, 6s in my mouth and not even get a little bit dizzy or nauseous because my tolerance is so high. My friends hit this and they like, oh, dude, I think I'm going to throw up. Yeah, it's bad. And so I have to quit like in the next month or 2.
But you need to start backing off.
Yeah.
Because here's the nicotine, the bad thing is,
that's right,
is a metabolism booster. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And so what happens when you quit cold turkey? Now, I don't know about the guys, but the women quit cold turkey and they put on the weight and they're like, dude, I'm going back to smoking because look, I've gained so much weight. Well, here's the thing. The weight's already there now.
Yeah.
When you go back to smoking, you're not going to lose it as quick. It's there already. At that point, you might as well muster through it. Yeah. I mean, it's that you're on that teeter-totter of, do I want to be heavy and I have heart problems, or do I want to have lung problems? And you get it? There's an answer there. You're going to get problems. Right. Stop. So I'm with you, Sam. I mean, this is going to go here Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes.
I tattoo on a lot of nurses.
Mhm.
And whenever, as I'm tattooing before I start, I always hit my vape and they just look at me. They're like, why do you do that? And I was like, I used it to quit smoking. And they're like, for real? You should go back to smoking. That's that. They all tell me the same thing.
Right, because
And I'm like, really?
yeah,
And they're like, yeah, smoking is better for you than vaping if you're going to do it. And I was like, wow, that's such a bold statement. But it does that hot oil, it gets it, you have like these, I guess you have like these little balloons in your lungs, and it coats those balloons and with an oil, and it just freaks me out. But I mean, it doesn't freak me out obviously to quit, but I see myself doing it, especially when I'm doing lives, I see myself doing it and I hate it. I hate it. But
Yeah.
here I am.
we're just gonna pray for each other, and then you know what's gonna happen.
That's right.
We're just gonna get the feeling that you know what.
Yeah. God is the great healer. God is the great healer, and He can heal us from that.
and he'll just wake up one day and say, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I did that with smoking when I was 25.
See,
I woke up one morning and I coughed, and it reminded me of my dad. My dad was 3 packs a day. My dad was the kind of smoker that he'd have one lit up in the kitchen, in the bathroom. You know what I mean? There'd be cigarettes lit up in multiple rooms. And but every morning he coughed for like a half hour, like really bad.
It was
like-
my dad.
Yeah, gagged.
look at
And
you.
I did that one time. I coughed in the morning and I quit. I didn't smoke for 14 years.
Wow.
Yep. Picked it back up. Yeah.
Well, here's the bad thing. My father passed of COPD.
Yeah.
And I watched him, and this is how bad nicotine is. This is how bad smoking is. He was on an oxygen hose that he had to drag around the house. It was like 50 feet. And he'd be talking to me, and I'd say, hang on, hold that thought. I'll be right back. And I'd go outside and smoke. And I'd come back in and think, what are you doing? You're sitting here watching this. It's in real life. And I mean, it has a hold of you. What do you do?
Yeah. Yep, it sure does. But
It's gonna.
hi, Nana up too.
Yeah,
There's Nana.
there's Nana too. So okay, let's get off the sad subject here and have what do you call it? A fresh palate or a taste
A palate cleanser. Yeah.
cleanser? So tell me what your favorite show was that you watched continuously growing up.
Growing up,
Yeah.
it would have to be, it'd be either in between the Andy Griffith Show or MASH.
MASH was good.
MASH was good.
So was
Yep. Yeah, but MASH had 9 seasons, I think. It was the longest running sitcom at the time. Now there's Grey's Anatomy that's got like 20 seasons or something like that. But MASH was, I watched that continuously. As a kid.
Good.
That's
That was good.
yeah.
That was good.
yeah. And Barney Miller was one of my favorite shows. I used to watch that every week.
Good.
Yeah. Super good.
How about Land of the Lost?
Oh, Marshall, Will, and Holly on a 2-day expedition in the greatest earthquake ever known. High on the mountain, inside that tiny raft. Yeah, that's my show, man.
Did you remember the raft? They show you and it looks like a little rubber thing. Oh my god! I look
Oh
at it
yeah,
and start
yeah. If
laughing.
you see it now, you're just like, what the f?
What was I
yeah.
watching?
Here's a fun fact. Do you guys know? You guys know who Ron Howard is? He played Richie in
Yeah,
Happy Days. Happy Days was another show I used to love to watch.
I did too.
His brother played Chaka.
What?
Yeah.
We were just talking about Chaka.
Yeah, Chaka Pafuni.
Yeah.
Chaka Pafuni. Yeah,
And the dinosaur's name was Spot.
yeah, Spot. Yeah. Oh, Chaka Pafuni. Chaka Pafuni. That's all he ever said.
That is funny.
Yeah, that was Ron Howard's brother. His brother played in a few other movies too. The movie He played a NASA engineer in where when they what was the flight that went to the moon and couldn't make it back?
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13. Yeah, he played in that. He was one of the NASA engineers. He's like a bald-headed guy. He's got like shaggy hair on the sides.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Looks like Chaka. Can't miss him.
What was yours, Linda? What did you watch? You're little.
The shows.
Uh-huh.
We watched Family Affair.
Oh my God, Buffy!
Oh, yeah.
Jody and Uncle Fringe.
We watched Family Affair and Wonderful World of Disney.
Oh yeah, Sunday nights. Sunday nights.
Always.
I remember being just like this, man, watching Wonderful World of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't watch
Yep.
too many comedies because my dad didn't like comedies. So
Really?
like, on his bowling nights and stuff, we would watch comedies. But
Oh
and
yeah,
then-
my family bowled.
and on Friday nights, when my parents would go out and play cards or whatnot, whatever they were doing,
Euchre.
we would watch.
Euchre.
No, they used to play.
Yeah.
They used to play like poker and stuff.
Peanut.
Oh, okay.
And
You guys remember Euchre though?
oh
I
yeah,
haven't played Euchre forever.
we still play euchre here.
Wow,
Euchre's
man.
still big.
I'm coming over.
You know what? I played Pinochle forever with my
Oh, me
parents.
too. I'm a pinochologist.
Yep. And my dad and Clyde would get together. It was my mom and me against my dad and Clyde. And they would sit over there and my dad cheated.
He did.
He cheated horrible. Okay, if I tell you I'm going to go spade the yard, that's what I want you to use. Spades.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have little hand signs. Like I would do my ring finger for diamonds. I go diamonds, clubs. Yeah. Did you guys play? You just play teams? That's cool. Do you play two decks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Double
Yep.
pinochle.
Yep. And I got a double run one time, and my dad said, "That's it. We're not playing the rest of the time." I thought,
He didn't
That's
like it.
game. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, that's fine, Dad. We just won. Yeah, catch you next time, Dad.
"Oh, he didn't like to lose. He was so bad." He was
Oh,
so
man.
sensitive.
We just don't play cards anymore. Not like we used to.
Right.
We should do a card night. I have a lot of friends that play pinochle, so I could probably get a pinochle night going.
I love Pinochle. I haven't played Pinochle in how long's it been since
No,
we
I couldn't
played
even tell you.
I couldn't
It's
even
been a
tell.
long time.
What was your favorite movie?
I used to like watching Happy Days. I remember that.
You watched Happy
Mhm.
Days and Star Trek,
Star Trek was a good one.
Lost in Space.
Forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
Star Trek. My dad and I watched Star Trek faithfully. But there's only like 2 or 3 seasons of Star Trek too. I think only 2.
Oh my gosh, I forgot
Reruns.
about Fantasy Island and the Love
Oh
Boat.
man, Fantasy Island. Yeah.
The plane.
Yeah. Yep. We watched Fantasy Island and the Love Boat. That came on the same night actually. It was the Love Boat, then Fantasy Island came on afterwards.
Yeah.
Um
But when you're a kid, some of those fantasy islands were kind of scary.
yeah.
Okay. I don't remember. I never saw one that was scary, but I used to think, wow, what a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I'd like to live in that jungle. What a beautiful-
Go there.
The same guy who did those, he did all the shows. Sherwood
Yeah.
Schwartz, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did all the shows. He did Fantasy Island, Love Boat, Gilligan's Island.
Unsolved Mysteries. Remember that?
Yeah.
But how about what's the one that everybody even made it a comment? It was, oh God, what was it? The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone was super. We used to watch the Twilight Zone after Hogan's Heroes at night, me and my dad.
The Twilight Zone that got to me the most was the
What's your
one
favorite Twilight?
where the phone was ringing. She was bedridden, and the phone was
Yes.
ringing, and it was her husband's grave. The wire fell on her husband's
Yeah.
grave. That one was creepy.
I didn't
Yeah,
see it.
that one creeps me out too. The one that creeped me out the most, William Shatner was in it from Star Trek, Captain Kirk.
Captain
And
Kirk.
when he's on the plane and he sees the monster on the wing.
Yeah.
Oh, that one is whew,
Yeah.
used to freak me out. And then what about, I love the one too where the woman's in the town and there's no one there, there's no people there.
Yeah.
And then they back up and it's the little girl playing with the little min. Yeah.
Well, that
What?
Too.
When you're a kid, oh my God, that freaks you out.
Yep. It sure does.
Do you
Yeah.
remember Dark Shadows?
Yeah. Nobody knows the evil that lurks in the man, and then the shadow knows.
Shadow knows. And I'm going to tell you about that. I was 4 years younger than, well, just like 3 years and so many months, almost 4 years younger than my brother. And one night we were watching Dark Shadows.
Kim, everyone hated that.
5 years old, and he went in there and bit my, while I was sleeping, bit my neck. I was afraid of vampires forever after that because I knew it happened. I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like we have a card counter in the chat. Kim, she used to count cards.
Oh,
You little cheater schneeder.
that's the kind of people you want to take to Vegas with you.
Yeah.
Downer. Yeah. All right. Remember the Saturday morning cartoons?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course, HR Puffin stuff also on Saturday mornings.
Oh my God, H&R Puffin Star Witchy Poo.
The Croft Super Hour, where they had Wonder Bug. I always loved the weekends that they did Wonder Bug.
The Walton.
Wonder Bug. And what was it? Another HR Puffin stuff, Wonder Bug, Dr. Shrinker. Dr. Shrinker. Dr.
I
Shrinker.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Kimba the White Lion.
Here's what's that?
Kimba the White Lion.
Yep. Kimba the White Lion.
You know what? Highway to Heaven. My dad watched that all the time.
Do you remember in the Midwest they would show horror movies, Sir Ghastly Graves?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a Michigan thing, I think.
Yeah.
But Sir Ghastly Graves was we used to watch that in Michigan on the weekends.
Yeah.
He would play like Frankenstein meets the Mummy, movies like that.
Was it the
No high budget movies
during our time?
Huh?
New Zoo review coming after you. Wasn't that during our time too? The
Oh
New
yeah,
Zoo?
yeah.
But I remember what were the ones that
Zoo review?
Yep. The guys that drove the little cars. Oh, the Banana Split.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the days. I even think about the horror movies, and I thought, well, what was the most horrific horror movie that I ever saw growing up?
Yeah.
And my mother never let me see The Exorcist, so that was just like a no. I was never going to be able to see it, so I didn't see that till way later in life. But I remember seeing The Howling.
Oh yeah, The Howling was a wicked movie.
And I thought,
wicked movie. But you know what's crazy? My mom let me see The Exorcist. She would not let me go see Jaws.
Oh, wow.
really?
Made no sense to me when I grew up. And I even asked her at dinner one time. I was like, Mom, you never let me go see Jaws. She said, yeah, because I spent so much time in the ocean. She wouldn't let me go see it.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, makes sense, I guess. But I did. I was in the ocean, every day, really. I mean, every day.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I was way up in Wyoming during Jaws, so it was like, that better be a big shark if it's coming up this far. It's a land
Up
shark.
there in Natrona. Natrona County.
Natrona County in Casper. You know what? You laugh about that, but I'm going to tell you, when I was in high school, in Casper, I was in junior high. I was still walking back and forth to school. And I was walking home, and I looked up, and there was this house, and all these cop cars were around it, and all this stuff was going on. And I we're running home, Mom, there's all these cop cars around. It was the biggest mushroom lab in the United States. The pores were growing out of the walls.
Badass.
No joke.
Yeah, that's badass.
We were like capital for a long time. That's where it was. Yeah.
There's you guys have heard of sriracha, right? It's the hot sauce.
Yeah.
So they make that in this, and I can't remember what town it is in LA, but LA has a bunch of little towns around it. And there's some town is where they make it, and I can't, man, it's like West Covina or something like that. But they had to close it down because all the people that lived in the neighborhood were getting some kind of lung infection from like the chili pepper dust. It was like some kind of like micro dust that was affecting all the, and the plant was like in the middle of a neighborhood. It was the craziest thing.
Wow.
And so they had to close down the sriracha plant because of that.
Wow.
Yeah, what a trip, huh?
Yeah, because my daughter loves sriracha sauce. In fact, don't you eat a lot of sriracha? No, maybe.
I'm a Tapatio guy. I love Tapatio. If I'm just going for like a regular, mediocre hot sauce, Tapatio is my go-to.
I like.
What do you think, Abe? I like Tapatio too.
I like green chili.
I love salsa verde.
Yes.
Mwah.
Chili, and I love the Anaheim hot out of New Mexico. God, I'm a Hatch chili fan.
New York City.
Yeah, get the rope.
Yeah.
Get the rope. You know what? Those commercials. Okay, and this one is right at the tip that comes to mind immediately. Do you remember Rock and Roger with the saggy diaper that leaks? Do you remember?
No.
It was a Huggies commercial, and he was crying, and he was
yeah.
And at the end, he's going dun 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 dun. Dun.
Yeah. Big old shit diaper.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth, Sam. My mom took me to see The Exorcist. Swear my bed shook for weeks after that. I saw that. Whoopee, she's funny.
You know what? The Exorcist was a scary movie. Even as an adult, I was traumatized with that one. And The Omen was
Omen was a scary movie for me when I was a kid. The Omen freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last one, the fourth one. Do you remember the fourth one?
I haven't seen the fourth one.
That's the one where he's the Antichrist and he's got the 666 behind his
Is that the fourth one?
Yeah. It's the final.
Crazy. Well, I have seen that then. I have seen that. That actor who plays that, he's actually a pretty big actor.
Wow.
Everybody's starting to leave. So
you're getting tired. Linda, it's past your bedtime.
it's getting close, but no, everybody's starting to leave. And I wanted to say goodbyes to those leaving.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you so much. Subscribe. We do a lot of crazy stuff on here, and we're gonna have Sam on. We're gonna try to get together and have one night a week with Sam.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming to our little abode.
Yep, we were so happy to be able to celebrate 1 year with y'all. It's been a blast.
This has been super cool.
I love
my wife, when I told her, I go like, honey, I'm doing a thing. She's like, what? Another one? I was like, yeah. Don't worry. I told her, I go, don't worry, honey. It won't be too long.
I love it. It's been 2 hours.
6 hours later, we're like, hey, remember that time?
Please like and subscribe. And we love you all.
Please.
Thank you for your
help. Let's get these guys.
Put your link up. It's probably all your people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's all right. That's all right.
We'll get it up the next time because it's probably out.
Yeah.
Let's try to get you guys to 5,000, right? Where you guys at? Like
we're at 12, but it's our watchtowers. It's our watchtowers.
We need 4,000 watchtowers, and we got.
Oh, you don't have the watchtowers yet to get
the watchtowers.
No. Oh yeah, no. We'll get you there. I'll ask the guys just to come over and just do like a replay we'll call it the replay crew, and they'll help you.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
man, they're really good at it. They're like they'll. Fortunately, I didn't have to do it for after the bars, but they did it for the lifeboat. At some point, they created like a team of subscribers that just would turn it on when they go to bed. Just let it, make a playlist that'll just play.
Awesome.
Maybe
good idea.
do you have all your episodes in one playlist?
They're all there on there.
You should, yeah, but you should make a playlist so it'll just play them all.
It says there's up at the top. It says select all, play all. Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, you can do that. Okay.
But then
Yeah, I'll ask them on Monday to see if anyone just volunteer just to do a replay crew and just get you over the watchtowers.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's our
we'll see.
It was nice meeting
I'll do it.
everybody that Sam
I'll do it.
brought over.
What's that?
I said it was nice meeting everybody that Sam brought over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nana of two. I want
Aren't they
you to
great?
know,
Man, they're
Nana
so
of two,
awesome.
Loudmouth Linda is Nana of four. Just so you know.
I know.
It's
Nona of
fun.
4.
Nona. I never say it right. I just
know.
don't get it.
That's the Italian way. Well,
I always like it. I go, is that an A? Is that an A?
No, it's an O. It's an O.
I know. You trick me every time. I'm like, is that
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
So we need
it's
to
been
get
so
together.
much fun, Sam. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
You know what? It's
Yeah.
fun. Sam, you are so much fun.
Yeah.
Cool? Thanks. I appreciate
Makes
it.
it easy. You make it easy. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
so
We enjoyed it.
we're gonna do a once a week thing. We'll get together, figure it out. It may
Yeah.
be as long as tonight was, but it will be fun anyway. And we'll figure out. Look at Linda. Don't be retirement, Linda. We're gonna have to change your name to
I will go. I will check. I will see. I'll go check your guys' watchtowers, see where you guys are at, and your all your analytics. I can do that. There's a website I can do that on, and yeah, we'll just we'll try to get you over that 1,000 hours.
That would,
Or is it 4,000 hours?
3,000, isn't it? 3,000.
It's
4,000.
3,000 to get to super stickers and super chats. I think it's 4,000 to get
Monetized.
Monetized.
the what do you call them?
Monetized.
The watch dads. The watch dads.
Oh, okay.
Watch that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, look at those fancy words.
Well, we are forever eternally grateful, Sam.
Well, and
Oh
we're
man, you guys are awesome. You
We're
guys
gonna
are
have
awesome.
fun. We're gonna have fun.
Yep.
We're gonna do some fun things.
Yep.
You know, Clyde's gonna.
And I appreciate you guys coming to my show, and it was nice meeting you, Clyde. You seem like a cool cat.
Just hang
Yeah,
there.
we'll have a. Yeah.
I got my dog running around. Just gotta put him in and out all the time. You see me?
Yeah,
Gotta go.
I know. I was like, man, where's this guy going?
I'm in and out, in and out. Even
Yeah, yeah.
in and out. So,
That's cool. I watched one of your guys' episodes when you guys are in the buses,
Oh,
and it does, man. It looks like he's in there just chilling while you guys are driving along.
I sent those pictures to you, by the way.
Yeah, I seen that earlier.
Yeah, that was it. It's fun. And the plane. Did you see the plane? I have my
No, I haven't seen the plane one yet.
my captain's hat on in my mouth and my speaker that goes around my mouth.
Yeah,
Guys, we had way too much fun. Way too much.
yeah, we do. We do.
Well, I want to say goodbye to everyone in the chat. I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks for coming over and supporting the gals.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you guys. Thank you for the happy anniversary, Teresa. Thank you guys for coming. It's been a blast. Love
And
to
we're
all.
on-
Please be safe if you're over there in that tornado country. Prayers are coming.
Oh yeah,
to you.
yeah.
Prayers are going that way. And you know what? I got to tell you something. I got to end this because it's coming to me, and I got to say it. You know what? The next time you're worried and you just don't think that you can do it anymore, just let God. Okay? Let go. Let
Always
go.
let God. That's right.
Let go. Let God.
All the time. God is great. All the time.
All the time. Every day.
Yep.
Every day. All right.
Okay, I love you guys.
Love you.
y'all.
Take care.
Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Good night.